Hey party people, this is Jay from This Week in Hearthstone, and patch 26.4.3 was launched today, and let's go over and review everything. I put in the title there, the good, bad, the ugly. I don't see any bad, I don't see any ugly. This is a really good change. When we saw the patch notes earlier, I was a little nervous because two of my favorite classes right now were Demon Hunter and Paladin, and those are the ones that were getting the nerfs, and based on these notes, I think we're going to be okay, but let's get into it. Okay, patch 26.4.3, data-only patch, so we didn't have to have the client update. Following cards have been adjusted to be less powerful. Purator went from 5 mana to 6 mana. To me, this is okay. I have no problems with this whatsoever. I will absolutely take this, one turn later, but it's still a good card, and I would still keep it in Pure Paladin. I don't see this messing with any of my Pure Pally decks. Disco Maul went from 2 attack, 2 durability to 2 mana, 2 attack, 2 durability to 3 mana with 3 attack and 2 durability. Again, I have no problems with this one either. I'm fine with pushing it out a little bit later. This doesn't bother me at all. There's other things that you can put out on the 2-drop time. Next one, Feast and Famine went from 1 mana to 2 mana. Again, I thought that this would be a crippling change. Crippling change would be removing the attack or maybe potentially even the lifesteal. They didn't do that. They just made it 1 more mana. You're not playing this on 1 or 2 mana, in my opinion. You're playing this later on when you've got a big weapon in your hand and you're ready to smack face multiple times. So I'm absolutely fine with this. Let's see here. So there are dev comments. Pure Paladin's been a strong deck for a while now. After this latest patch, we saw a jump in the deck's power to a point where it is now dominant power outlier at all levels of play. Purator is the best card in the best deck by every measure, so it was an easy target for change. We expected to still see play, absolutely, after getting toned down a little. Disco Maul had been a card we've had our eyes on for a while, and this felt like the appropriate time to act on it. Finally, we've seen a lot of power come from Horn of the Wild Lord, Feast of Famine combo, but we can see that Horn of the Wind Lord isn't a problem in Shaman, so we're adjusting the other half of the combo to make it a little slower overall and less flexible on non-combat turns. Yeah, I don't see Pure Paladin having any problems running through this. These were all good. I think this is a good change, and I'm happy with this change. Do I think that this is a good change for other players? I don't know. I mean, if you're a Paladin player playing Pure Pally with these cards in your hand, you're not affected whatsoever, in my opinion. Lady Steno went from 2 attack, 4 health to 1 attack, 4 health. And the dev comments are, there's been a growing negative sentiment about Spell Demon Hunter, especially at the top levels of play, and particularly with the class closing out games in the same way for a long time. There were a few choices for us on which cards to adjust, but Lady Steno seemed like the best target to have the biggest impact on play experience and player sentiment. And then the counter to that is this one. I don't see this card being a huge issue with Crazed Alchemist. I didn't see this. This was brought to our attention on Twitter this afternoon saying, hey guys, you guys are fine, no problem. Swap the attack and the health of a minion is now 4 attack, 1 health, and if it has immune, you're fine. So I don't see this being a problem, meaning that if you're playing this card, you should be fine. Now, I was playing this in Outcast Demon Hunter, and I stopped. I removed it for another card, and I haven't seen any problems playing Outcast without Lady Steno. Hope of Quel'Thas. The old was 4 attack, 2 durability, and the new is 3 attack, 2 durability. I mean, I don't see this being a huge change either. I think it's fine. I don't think hunters are freaking out that they lost that 1 attack. I could be wrong. But the dev comment is, Big Hunter has emerged as another power outlier after the mini set editions of Hallowhound and Star Power. We think that the deck is fun and cool, and we want to see players continue to enjoy it, but we also don't want it to become too powerful after the other adjustments this patch, so there's a small preemptive adjustments to shave a little bit off its power. Okay, yeah, they shaved a little bit. I don't see it being a massive change, and I don't see Hunter players going, "Oh no, it's time to remove this card from our decks." So Pazik went from 5 attack 4 health to 4 attack 4 health. And statistically, Pazik is the highest win rate neutral legendary in the game and has been criminally underplayed. As we saw more and more decks trying the card, it became clear it could use a little nudge. This isn't where it was, in my opinion. But I don't know. I don't play the Pazik card in too many things, and it's the decks that I have been playing Pazik in, it's not been an impactful, hey, this is winning the game. Your mileage may vary, but I don't see this being a huge change. Crimson Clergy now banned in Wild. Key enabler in a combo deck with the play patterns beyond what we want for the format. So my understanding, this was banned because of the interactions that this could do, making it crazy impossible board state or win in Wild for Priest. But from what I was reading on Twitter, and I don't play Wild, so bear with me, it was found out to be not that impactful. Like players were trying it really hot and heavy when the mini set came out, but it wasn't sustainable, so they stopped using it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with this one, but I don't think a big deal. Rhythm Dancer Risa went from 5 mana to 4 mana. This is a buff. I like this one. I'm going to try this a little bit more. I didn't have a problem with this card particularly. I just didn't see it in play in the decks that I've played, so please let me know in the comments what you think of this change, good or bad. Fiddlefire Imp went from 3 attack 2 health to 3 attack and 3 health. I mean, if you're playing these two classes, if you're playing Mage or Warlock, I don't think you're worried too much about the health. And if you're playing Warlock, which is sometimes you have to kill your minions, you just made it more difficult to kill your minions. So I don't see how this is a huge buff. I see this as a negative if you have to kill your demons on board. Remix Dispenso Bot went from 4 mana, 4 attack, and 4 health to 3 mana, 3 attack, and 3 health. I like this one. I think this is a good buff because Mage just has a faster opportunity to set this out. So that's all we got. I'm going to do another video of the Battlegrounds updates. I've been lacking the Battlegrounds content recently, so be on the lookout for that. I'm going to review all of those tribe changes. That also was released in patch 26.4.3. And please like and subscribe. Let me know if you like what I'm doing.